Hello there, this is Jedi Master Daniel 96, and today's video I'll be reviewing Morbius. So, how I'll do this review is I'll go over some things in the movie, and I will address the things that we were asking ourselves from the trailers on what made the movie and what didn't. So, I will go over all that, and I'll give you my thoughts near the end. So, let's get to it. So, the things that made the movie, we have the bit where he says, I am Venom from the trailer. That made it. You have the Daily Bugle thing where there's like the headline about Morbius on the loose and all that. And then you have at the top the Rhino reference and the Black Cat reference. So, that made the final cut, and then the mention of the thing that went on in San Francisco, which could be referencing the Venom movies. So that made the final cut of the movie. And the things that didn't make the final cut, the mural that has Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man on the wall, that spray painted murderer, that didn't make the final cut. And the Oscorp Tower, that didn't make the final cut. So you have that there. And with the Vulture scenes, what we saw with Michael Keaton's Vulture in the trailers does not make the final cut. He is in the movie, but it is the post-credit scenes. So one post-credit scene is him getting teleported from the MCU to the universe Morbius is in. And then we have another post-credit scene where Vulture offers Morbius to team up, and that is pretty much where Michael Keaton's Vulture comes into play, and it is the same Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, so it is, the MCU Vulture. It's not a variant for, the Sony universe, and there is no indication, like they didn't have a cameo of Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, so who knows, what Spider-Man, Jared Leto's Morbius could face in the future. We'll just have to wait and see and all that. So that's that there. And pretty much the main plot of the movie is him trying to find a cure. And then we have his friend Milo who's, wanting to be cured as well. And then with the cure, that's how it all goes wrong. And that's how, Morbius gets all the vampire-like powers and all that stuff. And then later on in the movie, Milo gets it, and then he feels good about himself, and then Morbius wants to help him, and then Milo isn't understanding, and Milo is pretty much like the villain in the movie. Like he plays the more villain role. And then we have, a big, conflict between Morbius and Milo and all that stuff. And then we have, the lady that works with Michael Morbius. And then at the end of the movie, we see her kind of getting the vampire, powers, which probably could set up something in the future. But who knows if this movie gets a sequel or something. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's pretty much some basic things that go on in the movie. Then you have these two cops trying to investigate the thing that goes on as well. So I wanted to add that there. And my overall thoughts on the movie, I thought it wasn't as bad as the critics are making it out to be. And I wouldn't say it's perfect. I wouldn't say it's terrible. I would say, there were areas that were rushed, in my opinion. I think they could have fleshed things out a bit more, in my opinion, maybe to make it a little better. I think that could have helped. And then this movie went through so many delays and all that. And this was originally going to come out in 2020. But as we all know, the pandemic happens and the movie theater business, kind of got screwed in that time and all that. And then this movie, got pushed 2 years later to 2022. And I'm not sure how much of a difference it would have made, let's say, in some alternate reality, if the pandemic never happens. Would this movie be a bit better? and all that. So, I mean, that's an interesting question on would the movie be the same if it wasn't for all the delays? So, that's an interesting question there. And I'd probably rate this movie about a 5 out of 10. That's my rating for this movie. And that does it for me in this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think down below. Did you love the Morbius movie? Did you hate it? Were you indifferent? Or were you just about it? Let me know your thoughts down below. Share this video. Tell your friends to subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers. And follow me on Twitter, DanRS87, Instagram, JamMasterDaniel96, Facebook, JamMasterDaniel96. And have a great day. Bye.